UFL season is finally upon us, and thus we have some games to predict. Before we quickly dive into those predictions, subscribe. We have UFL content the entire season, NFL content when the season rolls around for that, and also the NBA playoffs are right around the corner. We're going to finally dive into some more NBA stuff once that happens and rolls around. Anyway, the very first game of the UFL is Saturday at 1 p.m. between the Birmingham Stallions and the Arlington Renegades. These are both the previous year's champions from the USFL and XFL, respectively. The Stallions won the first two USFL championships, and the Renegades were 6-6 and won the XFL last year. I'm going with Birmingham because they were a dominant force in USFL, and I feel like they can keep up that dominance even with adding the XFL teams. And I do view these XFL teams a little higher than the USFL. But yeah, I think the Stallions are going to be just fine. They were more so an XFL team playing the USFL anyway. I mean, they steamrolled the USFL. So yeah, give me the Stallions. The second game is between the St. Louis Battlehawks and the Michigan Panthers. Again, this goes back to, I view the XFL teams highly, especially the St. Louis Battlehawks. I love Adrian McCarron. I love the coaching staff they have there. They're just a very solid team in general. I don't know a hell of a lot about the Michigan Panthers. From what I can remember from last season, they weren't really the best team. They weren't terrible either. Kind of just a middle-of-the-road team, which in the USFL, I guess you could argue, is a terrible team. But I'm going to go with the Battlehawks for this one. The first game on Sunday, third game of Week 1, is the DC Defenders against the San Antonio Brahmas. I'm going to rock with DC here. DC was one of my favorite teams to watch in the last year XFL, which is because the energy they have at that stadium is fantastic. Their team is fun to watch. Jordan Tiamu is a starting quarterback. So I really like what DC's doing. Not to say San Antonio can't upset, but I like what DC has to the table, especially on defense as well. So yeah, DC for this one. And then the final game of Week 1 is the Memphis Demotes against the Houston Roughnecks. This is one that could legit go either way. Neither of these teams really scream like the better team in this one. So I'm going to go with the home field advantage is being played in Houston. So give me the Houston Roughnecks for this one. I know it's again, this is a game that could really go either way. It honestly might be the best game of the week for UFL standards. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Houston Roughnecks. Remember, this isn't the same Houston Roughnecks that were in the XFL last year. This is the USFL's Houston Gamblers rebranded as the Roughnecks. It's confusing. Don't worry about it. But yeah, give me the Roughnecks for this one. And yep, that's it. That's the 4 games for the week for the USFL. And as the season progresses, these predictions will get a little more in depth. It's just week 1 of a brand new league, so the predictions are going to be very basic for this first week at least. As we get into next week, predictions will be more kind of how predictions are going to be for when the NFL rolls around. Don't worry. So to recap, Stallions over Renegades, Battlehawks over Panthers, Defenders over Brahmas, and Roughnecks over Steamboats. Thank you for watching. We'll see you for the play-by-plays over the weekend and then power rankings next week.